So, it's so great to have all of your enthusiasm and excitement as we start school, and I'm really, really happy to see all of you, whether you're students or parents or visitors, grandparents, friends. It's great to be back right where we belong on the PBS team. You're all part of the PBS team. And all summer long, literally all summer, I was thinking about what am I going to say to the students when we get started with school again? What should my theme be? And I decided to focus on partnership. Partnership is a really key ingredient in the very tasty PBS recipe. Now, there are two words that can help us understand partnership. The first word is relationships. My friends, we need each other. We have to have relationships with each other. As human beings, we are not meant to be alone. Look at this room. We're here together. We need to depend on each other. We need relationships. And if you think I'm wrong, take another look. On that first day of school, I saw all of you hugging each other, kissing each other, excited to see each other. You acted like you hadn't seen each other for years, when in fact, you had just seen each other at back-to-school parties the weekend before. You love each other, you need relationships. You, my friends, have formed attachments with each other. You're connected. Now here's an interesting angle. When you first got to PBS, think of this. You made relationships with total, complete strangers. Now think about that. That's a bit weird, don't you think? That when you first met each other, you were complete strangers. All those friends that you adore now were once complete strangers. All the friends that you cannot live without today were at one time absolutely complete strangers. Clearly, we need relationships. We need each other. The second word to help us understand partnership. So here's a second word. Loyalty. So we have relationships and we have loyalty. Here I have a picture to help. I know, but if you have a pet cat like mine, you know that cats really don't care about you. Seriously, why? They love us because we feed them. It's all about what we do for them, then cats want to be left alone. I call cats aloof satisfaction. They say this, just satisfy me and then leave me alone, says the cat. Now, these dogs, they are different than cats. They are loyal. Fergus and Prima, my dogs in this picture, are totally loyal to me. Now here's the third dog. I know, isn't he cute? Yes, wonderful. So, there's our three dogs. It's all about what they can do for me, not what I can do for them. And research says this, my friends. Dogs are pack animals. They're meant to be in teams. They're meant to be together. So I call dogs fierce loyalty. They are loyal. So my friends, when you think about partnership, think dogs, not cats. Right? Okay? Yeah, okay. I love them both. Okay? So, partnership, loyalty, relationships, it's all very important. So this summer, I did a ton of thinking and studying about partnership. I wanted to think about what I could say to you today. A person named James Kane was very helpful with three words that I put together in a triangle. I'm calling it the PBS Partnership Triangle. You can call it that if you want to. And the first word for partnership is trust. It's trust. Without trust, we cannot be loyal. Without trust, we cannot build partnerships. We need trust. Trust, in my view, is about character. It's about who you are on the inside, who you are when no one else is looking, your character. Our PBS values define the character we want to see in you: courage, kindness, community, and love of learning. Trust is also about, as it says here, being consistent. You have to be consistent with your character. Mrs. Tully is going to help me demonstrate. Day 1.
Good morning, Dr. Erickson.
Good morning, Mrs. Tully. Day 2.
Good morning, Dr. Erickson.
I'm not inviting you to my birthday party. Was that consistent? Thank you, Mrs. Tully. How can Mrs. Tully know to trust me if I do one thing on day 1 and do something different on day 2? It's not fair to her. She cannot trust me if I'm not consistent. This does not mean that we can't have a bad day or that every day has to be perfect. But it does mean that I need to set aside my problems so I can be consistent and build a trusting relationship with Mrs. Tully and with all of you. Trust means putting other people first. Second word for partnership: belonging. I have a story. When I was a brand new teacher, not here at PBS, but at a different school, someone came to me and said that the tradition at that school was that new teachers weren't supposed to say anything in their first 3 years. And that's unusual for me. Then I met Rich Davis. He had been at my school for about 30 years. Yes. He listened to me. He included me. He recognized me. He asked me for my opinion and my ideas. He treated me like an equal. Rich Davis created a sense of belonging for me. He did it by recognizing me, recognition, and he did it by including me, inclusion. He made me feel at home. Here's the question you need to think about at PBS. Do you recognize others, even those people you don't know? Do you include others, even the people you don't know well at school? Are you helping everyone to feel like they belong at PBS, like they are super duper important to our community? So, partnership needs trust, belonging, and purpose. My student friends, your primary purpose in school every single day is to learn. It's to challenge yourself. And we cannot do that alone. So the starting point for purpose is one of our core values. It's community. So if you look at the slide, here is one community that I was part of. Can you recognize which one is me? You're kidding. This was 5 years ago. No. So, I know that your teachers love to show you pictures of when they were younger. I mean, seriously, you can tell which one is me. Okay, well then I'm taking that picture away. So my friends, that particular group is called the Chamber Singers. And it was one particular community that I was part of when I was in college. It's probably the best musical group or the best music community that I have ever joined. That picture was our tour picture before we embarked on an 18-concert tour of Norway and Sweden. We were an awesome team. We were fantastic partners, top-notch community. We trusted each other. We were good partners. We had a high sense of belonging in our group. And the best part of the community is this. My community, that Chamber Singers, had unity of action. We were unified around one purpose: bringing joy, sheer joy to every audience with high quality, beautiful music. So you see, my friends, that community plus unity of action equals purpose. So let's think about this. Remember, we are not meant to be alone. We have to have relationships even with complete strangers. You and your teachers need partnership so you can learn. You and your classmates need partnership so that you can have a strong classroom team every day. And your teachers and your parents, they need partnership too, so they can be 100% behind you. Now, the tricky part of this is that we need partnership even with people we don't like. People that we'd rather not spend time with sometimes. That has to happen. Now, I never promised you this would be easy, but here's something I'm going to promise. PBS is your team 100% of the time. To be a team, we need partnership. And to have partnership, we need trust, belonging, and purpose. So maybe ask your teachers to put this partnership triangle up in your classroom. That will remind you of this very important job I'm asking you to do this year. Here's your job: build partnerships. Thank you.